What's up, everybody? Terry back again, Nashville Fit Magazine, and today we are at Rush Chiropractic with
Chad Rush.
And Nikki Rush.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Just pretend like the camera's not there.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're here today talking about y'all. Tell us. I would love to hear the story of how you started this business and how this passion came to fruition. So
Yeah.
take me back, Chad.
Take you back. Let's go for a ride. So we came from upstate New York originally. Came down here, starting my chiropractic business because our hometown is almost nothing. No business, no people. So we moved to a busier space. And I worked with a chiropractor when I got out of school and realized there was a lot missing to what they were doing that I wanted to incorporate. So as fast and swiftly as I could, I got out of where I was to start my own brand here and do exactly what I wanted to do, treat people exactly how I wanted to treat them, have no rules basically.
Yeah. So what do you feel like was missing that you could add to your practice?
So unfortunately, with a lot of chiropractic and chiropractors in general, there's a component missing that I believe is completely necessary for athletes and regular individuals in general. Adjustments are great, but with most chiropractors, as most people who've been to one know, the adjustment is typically all you get. So 3 minute, click, 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 done. When I got injured playing hockey, I got hit from behind, tore some ligaments in my wrist. The only way that I got back was a mixture of both chiropractic, physical therapy, soft tissue work, and rehab together. So to own and operate a business that's focused on healthcare and not incorporate all of those things together, I wouldn't be doing the service to the people that I feel you really need to get somebody back to where they need to be to participate in sport, athletic, whatever they're doing, or just living.
Yeah.
So
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So did you always want to be a chiropractor?
No, I started out as a business major. In my first semester of undergraduate school, I found myself on academic probation because I was so disgustingly bored.
Yeah.
So I went to exercise science. I was big into lifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding at the time. So I went to exercise science because I didn't know what else to do. Fell in love with that, fell in love with anatomy, physiology, and then slowly decided that the only thing I could really think about doing with that was personal training. And I realized I didn't want to do that. It was too many early mornings, too many late nights, a lot of stuff that I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
So I said, well, what the heck else am I going to do? At that point in time, that's about when me and Nikki started talking and hanging out, and turns out her father's a chiropractor. So
I'm married, right?
yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Perfect. In that transition of life, I decided, well, I could be a physical therapist or a chiropractor. Which do I want to do?
Yeah.
And at the time, physical therapists, they couldn't manipulate. Chiropractors could, so I could do everything a physical therapist could do and a chiropractor could do all in one if I went chiropractic route.
Yeah.
So I went that way and fell in love with it.
I thought you were going to say I fell in love with her, but
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Her first, chiropractic second.
Yeah. Right answer.
Yeah. Got that in there.
Dodge that one.
Dodge that one.
Setting me up all day.
So you guys met and married in New York, upstate New York? Or?
Yes, well, we met now, 15 years ago almost?
Yeah.
But started dating 11 years ago,
Okay.
and then we just got married this past year.
Yep.
But everything upstate New York, met there, moved down here together, and then we actually went back to New York to get married this past May.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So your role in the business is what?
Office manager. So when we first opened practice, it was kind of one of those spur of the moment, too good to be true. You have 2 weeks to say yes or no to open this practice. And so we kind of were like blindsided by this amazing opportunity. where luckily my mom manages my dad's office. So I could call her in the process of trying to open the business to learn all like the technical sides of things.
Yeah.
So I called her crying most of the time trying to figure this all out. And I helped figure out all of the insurance stuff, getting us in network with Blue Cross and United, and how to run a business, because he knew how to be a chiropractor, but like running a business, you don't really learn. You said you don't really learn that in chiro school very well.
Yeah.
So luckily, I could kind of take the reins on that so that he could run the practice how he wanted to, and I could take care of behind the desk.
I find that interesting because it's the same way with being a personal trainer. As a personal trainer for years, I can speak from this. It's like teach you a lot of things in your personal training certification, and very little on the business side of it. So,
I mean, everything in general from school, maybe 10% I use in practice. The rest I've learned since I've been in practice.
by trial and error.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff they taught me, I decided not to use because it was crap.
Right.
So, I think the same thing goes with a lot of businesses and business owners.
So this is cool. So this is like your second generation.
Yeah. Right?
This is awesome.
Yep.
Dr. Nikki here.
Yes, that's right.
Not really though.
Yeah, but with the practice and doing doing chiropractic care, I think that's really cool. That's an experienced element, right? You've got someone you can tap into for stuff that you've never seen before.
A lot.
Yeah.
And it worked out for me with my schedule because generally I'm doing my work on the weekends that during the week I was available to be here. So
That's cool. So let's talk a little bit more about chiropractic care because it scares a lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm constantly talking about that when it comes to when we're interviewing businesses, is that there is always some intimidation factor. But chiropractic, I think, is one of those ones that is I feel like the most misunderstood in that way.
Yeah.
So maybe you can address some of the fears.
Yeah. Especially intimidating for the people walking by my door when they see a 250-pound tattooed bearded guy doing chiropractic
with a knee in someone's back.
Right. No, so that there is a big intimidation factor with it. A lot of people don't like the thought of having their neck adjusted or even having someone doing any muscle work on their neck. I've had people in here where I can't touch their neck at all because it's almost a trauma type issue, and that's not a big deal. We work around things like that. We work to everybody's comfort level. We work through slowly the first couple times we work. If there's any discomfort, they know to let me know. We either tone something down, switch something around, do something different. Everything is based on what somebody's comfortable with. How we work is based all on that. So if they're not comfortable with me as their doctor, we're not going to get anywhere. So I need to have someone's full trust with me. If I just go doing things that they're not comfortable with, it's going to be a very bad deal for both of us. So everything's as slow as we need to go, and we'll get things done that way.
Yeah. And you're doing more than just adjusting folks. Like you said, you do soft tissue manipulation too.
So for most people in the office, adjustment's a pretty normal thing, almost head to toe for most people. Aside from that, we do myofascial release technique, which is a muscular type therapy, almost like deep tissue massage, but a little more, I would say a touch more aggressive or deep. I don't know if aggressive is the word we want to say after we just talked about intimidation. But some of the muscle therapies that I do, they aren't feel-good spa type things.
Yeah.
We do soft tissue scraping or instrument-assisted soft tissue mobilization, it's called. That's done with a metal tool where we scrape the muscles, try to break up scar tissue, bring in blood flow to facilitate or speed up healing. We do cupping therapy, sliding cupping therapy, different forms of PIR or PNF stretching, which is basically isometric and muscle-activated stretching, and then rehab and exercise therapy added on top of that.
So, safe to say, all the things.
We
All the
do
things.
almost any type of muscular or joint therapy you could think of.
Yeah, I think it's
done by hand anyway.
Yeah. I think it's important for people to you're watching this, you need to understand that they're to rehab the body. There's going to be a little bit of discomfort.
Absolutely.
And what you're basically saying is that you can, use your skill, use your experience to pace them through that discomfort.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And then there's a modality. You offer plenty of
Yes.
modalities, but there's a modality for every person.
Correct.
Mhm.
And a mixture
Right.
of things for every person.
Which I love that business model. I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And some people, throughout the time they're here, they hate me when they're in here and like me when they leave.
yeah.
So I tell a lot of people that because there are times where you're not going to love me.
Right.
But we've worked through a lot of things in this office, helped a lot of people out, and
Those are the treatments though where it feels the most beneficial.
so
Yeah. As someone who there's a while back I injured my knee. The first place I went to was to my chiropractor,
Mhm.
and I went from crutches to walking in 3 days. I'm like, so I get it. I was also mentored by a chiropractor, so for me as a personal trainer to have that working relationship, I think that's a really important thing. Do you guys work with trainers locally?
yeah. Actually, I'm supposed to have one stopping by after you to meet up with a new guy in town.
Nice.
But love meeting with new trainers. We have a few really close by, some in the building, some in the area. Almost like teamwork type thing. So if someone's in here and I'm doing a lot of different therapies with them and they're exercising with trainers, they can bring any of their exercises to me. I'll give them the yes, no, go ahead, or talk them through what needs to change in terms of form, what they might need to take out or swap in terms of exercise type things that might be beneficial for, say, a back injury, might be detrimental for a back injury, and just kind of guide them and their personal trainer, if he has any questions for me, talks to me about it as well. So they're good relationships to have, and I feel like there are a lot of chiropractors, personal trainers, or physical therapists where that relationship, they don't look at as a good thing. They're almost scared or offended to work with each other.
Like
Which
it's competition.
I don't know.
It's crazy.
I don't know what
Yeah.
I'm doing,
Yeah.
type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the more you can work with somebody, especially if you have a common patient or client that's working with multiple people, the better it is going to be for that client.
Yeah, you get out of those. I always say get out of the independent islands of competition.
Mhm.
Right, work together with the community. I loved working with my chiropractor to help clients because he would say, I can adjust you, but if the muscles aren't right, if they're prone to be a certain way because they're tight or stiff, they're not getting worked out, walk out of the car. You're going to walk out the door, sit in the car, and come right out of adjustment.
Right.
So that symbiotic relationship with the trainer helps hold the adjustment.
Right.
And you're also doing soft tissue manipulation too,
Yep.
so it equally helps hold the adjustment. So it isn't a revolving door
Right.
in that way. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Is there anything you want to share? Any myth you would like to bust on camera about chiropractors?
Any myth I would like to bust? I don't know. What can you think of?
Can you actually break? You actually just twist
Like
someone's
the
head right off
cracks
there?
aren't as scary as people make it
Can
out.
you just like
Like
Arnold Schwarzenegger
is
ahead
it, is
right
it the
off?
Chuck Norris or the
Just
Arnold?
checking on- I don't remember which action hero, but
Right.
you picture what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. I would say of a lot of the chiropractors out there, I'm probably one of the bigger ones, and nobody's gone out the backup door. Not yet.
Knock on wood.
So I would say myth busted.
Yeah.
Myth busted.
Yeah, exactly.
Not gonna accidentally break a neck here.
That's right.
I mean, I can easily break somebody's neck because
We
you're good.
we don't have to use the back door.
No.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look forward to seeing you at the expo. You guys are gonna be treating people at the expo, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
So yeah, so come see Chad. If you don't come see Chad here in his practice, where are we?
We're
Green
in
Hills.
Green Hills, Nashville. So
What's the address?
4004 Hillsborough Pike.
Speed 125, second floor.
Look for the big sign.
Yep.
So if you don't come here and visit, come see him at the expo and talk to these lovely people and learn a little bit about chiropractic care. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys then.